Univore has released a new album. It's called Turquoise Hands. They released it 1 week ago, and it's garnering a lot of attention.
Reader's Digest calls Turquoise Hands provocative, tasty, and unapologetically music.
People's Magazine says Univore is definitely not artificial intelligence. They are natural intelligence. They are natural intelligence.
TV Guide calls Turquoise Hands sexual and elegant, like Falcon Crest.
Food and Wine Magazine suggests Univore is geometrically impossible and edible.
Cigar Aficionado says, if Univore were a big old stinky cigar, we'd smoke the shit out of them and most definitely give them a high rating.
Martina Navratilova writes, it's a slam dunk for music.
Dan Rather calls Univore's Turquoise Hands the Bette Midler of adult contemporary music.
Bette Midler wrote, no thanks.
Benicio and Guillermo del Toro agree. Univore is real magic.
Well, there you have it. Those are some really good reviews from luminaries and influential new media alike. Maybe it's time you give Univore a good listen. Turquoise Hands, the new album by Univore, is available now. It's available everywhere.
Good night.
Good night.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp.
It's so easy to get caught up in what everyone else needs from you and never take a moment to think about what you need from yourself.
Therapy can give you the tools to find more balance in your life so you can keep supporting others without leaving yourself behind.
Find more balance with BetterHelp.
Visit betterhelp.com/poundcast today to get 10% off your first month.
That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/poundcast.
Today's show is also brought to you by LVJco.com. That's the home of Louisville Vegan Jerky. Louisville Vegan Jerky is plant-based jerky that comes in all kinds of delicious flavors, such as, I'm on the website now. I'm seeing here, Brent, we got Buffalo Dill.
I like that flavor.
We got General TSOs. But that's probably pronounced so. General so. We got Smoky Carolina barbecue, maple bacon, smoked black pepper, perfect pepperoni, and of course, the small batch flavors are here. We got the newest one, Nashville hot chicken jerky. They also got honey barbecue. That could be Brent's favorite flavor, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I mean, probably is,
Okay.
I do like, do they still have that cherry chipotle?
I'm not seeing it here, but that's a small batch. So those come and go. You gotta get on to LVJco.com quick and use the code word Poundcast to get 20% off your entire order, because these small batches don't last forever. Now this stuff is bagged in the United States. It's made in Louisville, Kentucky. Okay. It has a shelf life of 9 months, and you can also get it at wonderful stores such as Whole Foods and Sprouts and any place that has delicious snacks is going to have it. I'll tell you that. So LVJco.com, use the code word Poundcast and get 20% off your entire order. Now's the time to do it. Today's the day to take advantage of the Poundcast savings that you're only going to get by being a Poundcast pimple, such as yourself.
And of course, this episode is also brought to you by you. You brought it. What? What do you mean by that?
What do you mean you?
Yeah, what do you mean you? Well, I mean you listeners who are members of the Patreon, subscribers of the Patreon, which is, you can find at patreon.com/poundcast. You subscribed, and that basically keeps the show going. It's you subscribed, you've been a subscriber, and not only does it keep the Poundcast going, but it also, you get something out of it. It's a service. You get
go to
bonus
patreon.com/poundcast. Sign up today, and you can help our show keep going, and you get access to Unzipped, which is extended episodes. Every episode of this show, we do an extra half an hour at least for the Unzipped.
We did more than that than this one.
Yeah. And yeah, so support us by going to patreon.com/poundcast. You won't regret it, and you'll get bonus material that you will love.
And we got voice messages. That's what we looked at in the Patreon or in the Unzip section. We played all the voice messages, and we responded to them, solved some problems, and yeah.
Yeah, we also talked about people that say this when you're talking to them.
Right. But and then what do we do for the main episode, Doug?
Oh, we solved more annoyances because we are in the middle of production for Pound House.
We talked a little bit about that.
Also, I love to solve problems, and we had a lot of fun today. So I think it's a pretty good episode. I think you're gonna love it.
Yeah. Now, one other couple of things is that I just forgot to mention. If you do want to watch the show on video, you can watch it at youtube.com/thepoundcast. And there's also some clips and things on our Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok accounts. And those are all The Poundcast. Okay? Now,
log in today and subscribe now.
Yes. Now, that's about it, right? Until we go to our remix here of the week.
I think that's it for me.
Okay, so we heard this last week, but we're going to hear it again. Is Univore, who you heard about earlier just now, and again, and you check out their album. It's really cool. I listened to the whole thing, and there's some really cool. It's really cool. It's got it's got that Univore sound that I like, and it's got that Univore sound that we all like. They did the remix that you heard last week, and we're going to hear it again. We're going to hear it next week as well. So this is their version of the Poundcast theme song. And I guess we should just roll the clip.
Let's roll the clip. And we are officially recording the Poundcast. Brent and I have one more episode of Pound House to film this week.
We actually have already shot 2 pages of it.
That's true. I guess when you think about that, I guess you're right.
We've got less than an episode, but it is a big episode. It's
the finale.
It's the finale. Not the series finale necessarily, but the season finale.
Yeah. We should talk about the idea I had for. We'll talk about it in Unzipped.
Oh yeah, for what? Oh,
Townhouse stories.
Townhouse
stories.
Yeah.
Okay, so today we're gonna solve some more problems because, this Pound House stuff is taking up all of my time. I don't know.
Oh no, for me this is a full-time job. I feel
full-time job.
This
so
is a
we're squeezing
job.
in these Poundcasts.
I mean, it is
squeezing them in
this week and last week. I mean, okay, we've been doing it. We might as well talk about this a little bit. It's on our mind. I mean, it's it's been we've been writing a lot. We've been writing this since January or something like that, slowly, but the last couple of weeks have just been amping up as far as how the time we've been putting into making this, and it is just, we've been shooting, and then, which is an all day thing, and then the next day we're planning for the next one, and revising things, and it's every other day we're kind of doing pre-production stuff or whatever, and we're kind of alternating. So that's these. I don't know. It's a lot. It feels.
Yeah,
It's
pretty
just,
much every day we're doing pre-production in one way or the other.
yeah, and not to mention memorizing lines and stuff, and it's a lot.
Yeah, and then the first 2 episodes we pretty much directed them, wrote them, starred in them, and then finally we got Trevor to help us direct, and Tim Nakashi, and
Well, they're Poundhouse alumni. They,
alumni. Yeah,
you
but
know,
it's like, why didn't we think of that earlier? Get someone to help us direct it.
yeah, there was. I think
We're doing a lot.
particularly, I think there was the episode when there was a party scene. I mean, I don't think that's spoiling much, but there was a party scene that we were dealing with, or an episode that takes place at a party, and choreographing extras and the blocking of how we navigate in a party scene and how you light for that and how you shoot for that is that can be a little tricky, and especially if we're in it too, and
Yes.
so yeah,
It's very draining.
Yeah.
Very draining. But look, I still got some juice in me. I'm going to solve some problems today.
Oh yeah, okay.
Because I still got some from the last time I posted about it. And Vince says something that annoys him is leaky coffee cups, where every time you take a sip, it leaks on you. My first solution to that, just wear brown every day. Always brown.
Also, just have diarrhea, really bad diarrhea.
Yeah.
All the time. That way, if your diarrhea is so bad, you're squirting brown everywhere all the time anyway. You basically, if you need to turn your clothes brown, get diarrhea. And you know what will give you diarrhea? You drink a lot of coffee. So
it all works.
It's a cyclical, circular process.
Symbiotic. Yeah. You know what else you could do? Work for UPS. What could Brown do for you? Remember that? Remember their catchphrase?
Right.
They still say, like, why are they proud to be brown? Like.
It's funny because, yeah, what can a Brown do for you? Yeah, that's funny. What could Brown do for you? What a weird phrase. It's so scatological in a way, but I don't know. I was gonna say something, but I'm not gonna get into it. But that's funny. Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
Nothing. It's not that important. A long time ago. I mean, we're talking what 2004 or 5. Yeah, almost 20 years ago.
In this century.
I was in San Francisco and doing comedy, and one of the local entertainment, or one of the local kind of culture papers, kind of like the LA Weekly,
Yeah.
They interviewed me, and the story that they said, I think that was the title of the story. They said, "What could Brown do for you?" which was about me, and it's because my
album Tales from the Brown Side.
Tales from the Brown Side, and then what Brown meant to me. I talked about why it was called Tales from the Brown Side. It's not that the reason I didn't want to, I kind of thought, it's not that, whatever. But anyway, I guess I didn't even know that UPS had that slogan, "What can Brown do for you?" And then I don't know. Then I just much later, maybe even now on this podcast, I'm realizing, oh, that's what she was using. And she was using UPS's slogan for my thing,
Oh, you didn't realize that it's at the time.
Maybe I didn't. I didn't at the time. Certainly not. No, I thought she was just saying that, what can Brown do for you or something like that. I don't know.
Another thing he could do, because the coffee, it's going to be wet, right? So you want to just keep your body wet, keep your clothes wet all day. Then you just blend, the coffee goes brown on there, and brown on brown, so it doesn't make a stain, like a mark. So if it's already wet, it'll just blend right in.
Well, then you got to start you got to get really, really intense diarrhea
Yeah, you got to
so that
double
you're
your
so
diarrhea.
that you're sweating.
Explosive.
I mean, not just sweating, but you're also exploding everywhere. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He could also maybe try to learn how to drink it,
The
so he doesn't have to ever tip it, so
straw,
it never spills.
straw,
I have a tea. I have some tea here, but it's in a coffee cup. I can just go face down on it.
face down, ass up.
Yeah, like drink it like a bird or drink it like a dog.
Uh, you can also use a straw. Truthfully,
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of logical solutions. You can do a straw. That'll probably be hot coffee. You probably don't want to do that, but
well, I've
you could
heard
also
that.
just bring your own coffee cup. You could buy one that's is rock solid.
Yeah, go rock solid.
Just go rock solid, dude.
I mean, that must suck. I must say, to get drippings of coffee on your clothes, that must suck.
Yeah, I'm surprised at how bad some of the design on these cups are because I get those to go cups, and sometimes the lid, if you hold it in a certain way, the lid
Right, it comes
it
out the
leaks right
lid.
through the lid.
Right. Well, they're not tight on there or something.
Even if you got it tight, if you pinch it, there's something about like if you squeeze it a certain way, it'll loosen. It'll come untight. Well, I
Another
hope he's
solution. Another solution, by the way, is to just stop drinking coffee. By the way.
yeah, but maybe he'll replace it with another hot beverage.
Well, maybe you should just drink water instead.
Because I understand the joy of a hot beverage. I'm having one now.
I totally get it too, but what's more important, hot beverage or your body and your clothes style?
He could do the lean over. He could drink it like I remember when I was in Chicago and they teach you the proper way to eat an Italian beef.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're like you dunk it in the juice or whatever. And they're
Yeah.
usually like dipped and they're like soaking wet. You eat it at a counter. You don't even sit down. You stand up at a counter. You got to spread your legs and
Oh,
lean forward. Lean forward so all the drippings go like that.
Wait. Who teaches you this? What
I
is
just
this a kind of
remembered
a thing in Chicago? Is this taught in public schools in Chicago?
yeah. Yeah, that's the first thing you learn.
Kindergarten, huh?
Like I'm gonna look it up.
Do they make vegan Italian beefs?
Dude, check this out. Yeah, it's specifically this place, Al's Italian Beef. They tell you how to do it.
Oh,
So right
Al's
here.
number one. I've been there actually. Al's number one.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Well, check
Been
this
there.
out. Maybe you didn't read their literature, but I'm going to share it with you here. You see the guy here?
Yeah.
It's called the Italian stance.
Oh, that's funny.
These drip down to your hand Italian beefs are eaten out at the counter with the Italian stance, which is Al's unique trademarked way to eat the Italian beef sandwich. There are 4 simple steps to eat an Italian beef. Place your elbows on the counter. Spread your feet exactly 2.5 feet apart. Lean into the counter. Mouth wide open. And did your face. Look, there's a typo right here. And did your face into it.
Uh-huh.
What do you think they're trying to say? And dip your face into it?
Yeah.
How many places can say they invented a sandwich and a way to eat that sandwich? How many places can say they invented a stance? That's a good point. That's kind of cool though. I see it worked because all these years later, I mean, I haven't had one of those since like maybe the year 2000. And here I am. I still remember the stance.
And here you are not dripping coffee on yourself because of what you learned
Yeah.
in Chicago.
You could do the Italian stance for the coffee. That's my point. So look, we have lots of solutions for our friend Vince here.
What else do you think the Italian stance would be good for?
Um, well, you're kind of you're leaning forward. You're holding yourself up with your elbows.
Yeah.
Jeez, I don't know. I mean, that could be any kind of sloppy food. You can just probably use it for.
Not just food. I mean, I'm talking other things.
I don't know. What do you think? I don't know. It seems like it's for drippings.
Okay.
I don't know. You got me thinking. Something
Yeah.
that's going to happen up here.
Maybe a kid can kind of ride on you better, You
Get
know
to
what I
the
mean? Like
Italian
he can
stance.
treat you like a giraffe or something like that. If you got a kid and he wants to ride on something, you could pretend to be a giraffe or something.
Yeah, then your full body weight isn't holding it. He's able to climb up because your elbows are it's a little more stable.
Yeah, say you're a weak-bodied man like myself, but you want to be a strong giraffe for your kid. You just use the Italian stance, and that kid is riding on an exotic animal.
Um, all right, well, let's try the next one. I think that one was pretty successful.
Mm.
Michael says, when people lick their finger before turning a page, something he doesn't
Oh,
like.
oh yeah, yeah. I agree. I feel that one. I feel that one. I know what he means. It's
I
gross.
I have to do it sometimes.
You do it. Oh gosh, gross.
I mean, if the page isn't going, what are you gonna do?
It always goes. You don't need to use your. First of all, it's not just putting your
It's classic.
saliva.
It's
It's not just
classic.
putting. It's not just putting your saliva and germs on the book or whatever, or the page. You're also licking your finger after touching who knows what. Who knows where those pages have been?
It's good for you.
Who knows what dirty hands have touched these pages before you?
Yeah, but if say you're a germ, right? You're
Mm-hmm.
in you're in a mouth. You got all these germs over here. If you if a finger comes in and licks in some new germs, it's like the first day of school where it's like, oh, look at these new friends over here. You got to think about the germs sometimes. They'll be like,
Mm.
this is cool. More people just showed up to the party.
Okay, so you're helping build connections by doing that.
Yeah, I'm building
Germ connection.
friendships. I'm building lifelong friendships in
Right.
my mouth by licking my finger to turn a page.
Right. How gross is it though? And you probably don't do this when people do that with money, with bills.
Now that's something I would not recommend.
They're over here.
That's too much. The party is going to be shut down by the cops at that point. You know what I mean?
That's what you call that's a pill party. I mean that's a bad party. When you're licking dollar bills basically.
Yeah, you don't need to lick. I've never had to lick a dollar bill. They separate. They're smaller, and you could kind of do this to them. A book, they're bound to a spine, which I don't know. Maybe that keeps them together more. But bills, you can kind of do that little twisty thing and spread them out.
I'll tell you this much. I've used pages for years. I've been flipping through pages for years. I've never had to lick my finger, and you just
I love doing it so much. I do it on my Kindle.
That's very funny. Did you just think of that, or is that a joke you had?
I just thought of it.
That is a joke you should have then.
Okay, are you sure that's worth telling
I
that
think
on
it's pretty.
stage?
I think it's funny. I think that's funny. I was, I don't know how the joke goes exactly. But you say, I was on my Kindle the other day, and then you start acting it out, and you're licking your fingers and doing it.
Right. I was on my Kindle and I just doing that.
Yeah, maybe. And then you just said, and I thought to myself, this Kindle tastes good.
How about
Something like
this?
that. Maybe that's what you do. You lick it.
I,
This Kindle is tasty.
well, now you got me thinking about a great product. This is a Kindle that has different flavors.
Flavors.
It's for kids. Get kids reading because they're gonna, they want to get to that next page, so they're gonna read so they can get another lick of that flavor. And it only gets a flavor when it knows they read the whole page. Then they can get a little lick, and you know what I mean.
That's funny. That's funny. There's an incentive there. Well, how about this? What if it's not a Kindle? I mean, what if it's a specially flavored books?
There you go. Oh yeah, there you go too.
And what if it's packaged so it's clean, and furthermore, there's instructions on there, kind of like telling you how to do the Italian stance, but instructing you to wash your hands first before you use the book. And you only, it's one book per person. And then, I'm just trying to keep it clean over here.
Yeah. Well, what's interesting is, or maybe coincidental, is my mom was on Office Hours, and she comes on there with a bit,
Yeah.
and her bit was, it was something like this book she's writing called 50 Ways to Use Your Spit.
Yeah.
And one of the examples was to lick your finger to turn a page.
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
I guess she's noticed all the ways that you can use spit in your day-to-day life. I wish I could remember one of the other ways. You want me to call her now?
Sure, if you want. I mean,
let's see what happens. Ooh, wait, let me just call. Hold up.
I'm just,
we haven't solved this guy's problem, because this guy's problem is that he doesn't like that.
Yeah, hey, I'm with you, guy. I'm with you. Here's what I say.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think. Maybe you could do this.
Hold on. Mom?
Yeah.
Can you hear her, Brent?
Can you hear me?
Hey, this is Brent. Brent here.
Yeah, we can hear you. Hey, Mom, you're on my podcast with Brent.
Am I on your podcast right now?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask you about your book about spit.
Oh, my book about spit. Oh, yeah. I wrote down a few things about spit.
What are some of the ways you can use? What are some of the ways you can use spit?
I'm in the car with Sarah, your cousin Sarah, her daughter Anna, your father, and Aunt Katie.
Okay, well.
So am I on the podcast now?
Well, you want me to call you back, or do you want to just tell me a couple examples of how we can use your spit?
Okay, when you're writing.
Uh-oh. Shoot, hold on.
Spit to take the bug out.
Wait, can you repeat that one, Mom? No, can you just repeat that? The phone turned off for a second.
Okay.
What was the first one?
Writing a book on spit. Yeah, well, we thought of it.
Mom, can you repeat that?
Okay, you're riding your bike, you're going down that bike path, and all of a sudden you get a bug in your mouth. You've got your mouth open, and a bug gets in your mouth. So you don't want to swallow it. You want to get a whole bunch of spit so you can spit it out. So you got to close your mouth for a minute, get that spit up, and then you open your mouth and spit the bug out.
Okay. What about turning a page in a book? Do you approve of that?
Yes. I'm still working on that book. I wrote my other book.
No, I mean, do you lick your finger to turn a page in a book?
No. You know what? I really can't hear you right now. Why don't you wait until we get on with it? Okay.
Okay, give me a call back when you're free.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Bye. Bye. Well.
Anyway, it's funny though that one of the ideas is you can use your spit to spit. You could spit it out, basically.
Right.
You can use it to spit out other things, like bugs.
Well, yeah. No, she had other ideas. I think one of them is like getting your contact lens out. Sometimes you gotta like lick your contact, and you could, if it's feeling like dirty, you can take it out. That's what I've done that before. And
did your parents ever do this? Because I got this. I think my dad would do this. Do you ever lick something or whatever, or lick his finger and wipe something off your face or something like that?
Yeah.
That
that's something parents do. Big.
That is so gross when I think about it. I don't think I would do that to my kid. I wouldn't use my saliva to wipe something off their face.
I probably would. I probably wouldn't go tongue to body with the kid.
No, nobody's doing tongue.
Then, I got a colic here.
Nobody's doing tongue to face.
I'm tempted to lick my fingers to fix my hair right now, but
No one's doing tongue to face, but unless they are actually, is anyone doing tongue to face? Come here, sweetie.
You got something.
Hey, I got an idea. Flavored kids.
You got some ice cream on your cheek. Let me just get that for you.
Imagine this: flavored kids.
Well, I submit that kids are flavored already.
What do you mean by that?
They're so covered in boogers and
Right.
food all the time. They're already
Right.
just naturally seasoned.
They're naturally salted. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Naturally sweet, naturally salted. Now look, how can we solve Michael's problem? Because that's something he doesn't like when people lick their
and
fingers
I'm
on
with
the
him.
pitch.
I'm with him.
You know what you could do? Okay, say it's his partner or something,
I had an idea, but go ahead.
right? His partner reads a book and licks their finger, and he's like grossed out. He's like, I can't believe I kissed that person. You get some vinegar, dip that book in the vinegar, and then they'll do it once, and then they won't do it again.
Oh, it's kind of like that
Bleach.
stuff that people put on their nails to stop biting their nails. You know, they put this kind of bitter stuff on their nails so they stop
Right.
biting
Well,
their nails.
you could also spray the book down with some bleach or find some dog turds out on the street, put it, dilute it in a water in a spray bottle and just spray down all his books or her books, whatever.
Oh gosh, yeah. You can also just burn the books.
That'll do the trick.
What if you did
Or
this?
you can buy them a Kindle because they won't ever have to lick the finger. You just press the thing and it.
Well, they'll be so used to it, they'll probably just be licking the Kindle. But what if you did this? They got the book. Get the book on the book's off hours, or when the other person is not using the book. Get the book, or just maybe say, "Hey, can I see that book? Oh, can I see that book real quick?" And then you start looking through the pages and start going, just start coughing on the pages. I don't know.
Oh no! When they're doing it, say, "Hey, can I look at that book?" And then you just start licking the pages, and they're like, "What are you doing?" And you say, "Well, you're licking your finger and touching the pages. I figured there's something tastes really good. I wanted to get a lick."
Right. You got to kind of get gross a little bit to
Gross to end. Yeah, you have to get real
solve
gross to end all future grosses.
Right, grossness,
You gotta bite the bullet for one nasty,
Mhm.
one nasty push of grossness.
You got to take one. You got to sacrifice.
You got to take one for the team.
Yeah. Licking the pages. I'm just trying to think of what else.
I guess while they're sleeping, you can spray my doggy do juice on their fingers.
Here's this actual real solution in some way. Cut kind of divots or something like that in the pages. You know how inside big dictionaries and stuff have those.
Did you say big dictionaries?
No, I said dictionaries. Did I not?
Maybe it cut out for a second. It just sounded like big dictionaries.
You know how they have those sort of divoted pages,
Sure, for each letter kind of thing.
It's not just that. I think sometimes they just have it all the way through so that you can put your finger in there and kind of grab the page better, I think. Maybe there's something there.
You know what? Yeah, make the page easier to turn. Like go in, take the book, go each page, give it a little sandpaper rough down so you don't need to lick your finger. Like it's already going to have some grip to it. Put a little grip tape on each page.
Yeah.
Or you can sit next to them while they're reading and say, "Oh, I'll do it.
Right. I mean, by the way, I'm pretty good at turning pages and I don't need to be licking, So maybe we should have a service of page turners. They come out and they do it for you and they're good at page turning. And
it's a training, you go to page turning training.
Oh yeah.
You're a coach, page turning.
Oh yeah. Page coach. Yeah.
Page coach. And it's looks like a stagecoach, like the logo, but it's page coach. Kind of cool.
Oh, here's an idea actually. Wow. I just thought of something. Well, actually, I think they have this, by the way. Don't people use sponges or something that are wet already that they have just near their desk? And
I've seen that before. They have little rubber fingertip things. I mean, people that work in the office, they use those.
Yeah.
They're never. They never have to lick again.
Right. Okay. So there you go. Just there are things. There are little rubber things for your finger that make it so there's grip.
Mm-hmm.
You put them on the tips, and then also the little sponges that have wetness that you just wet your finger with that, and then it's clean.
You know what else you could do? Put a little fan next to them on their right side. Get a little gentle breeze going. So it'll turn with ease. The breeze will send that page right over,
Right. Get a little fan. By the way, I wonder if getting the pages wet like that, either with a sponge or whatever, I wonder if that makes the book. You know how books smell? Old books smell a lot. You
That's
open a
why they
book.
smell. You think that's why they smell? They got that
Well,
wet, and then they get shut, and then they're like
yeah,
stinking up
and then
forever.
exactly, and then it's trapping whatever is going on there. Traps it in the book, and it creates kind of a mildewy smell. I don't know if it's mildewy or what, but I just got a book in the mail recently. It's a book of art, actually, and by this one artist, and that I admire. And I was, yeah, I mean, I should have noticed this. I saw the pictures. It's an older book. I saw the pictures. I got it on eBay, and I noticed that the pages were kind of, they looked like they might have gotten wet at one point or something like that. And lo and behold, when I got the book, well, for one thing, some of the pages were a little stuck together, and then two, yeah, it kind of smelled. It had that old book smell,
Was it a
and I
Playboy
thought,
book?
a Playboy book, play girl book, more like it. I wanted to see those male pictorials. No, but I see. You're saying it's semen. I get it. Okay, I didn't put that together. It took me a
It's
little
like
bit.
the
Sorry.
most. It's like the most classic. Like, oh, the pages stuck together.
Yeah. No, it's a book of this artist that I like. But anyway, it's that artist who did all those illustrations for Playboy. Remember those? No, I'm just kidding. But do you remember that? That's not what this is. But do you remember how they in old Playboys they used to have these illustrations of women?
They had illustrations of women.
They were these yeah. I don't know if they were paintings to begin with or just drawings or what, but do you know what I'm talking about?
Well,
They're really well done.
it's always been photos from the beginning, right?
No, they also, it was mostly photos, but they would have one drawing. I mean,
Okay,
I think it's more than just a drawing though. I think it
like a
might be
really well done art,
color. Yeah,
like
a color.
perhaps a colored pencil drawing or something.
I don't think it's even colored pencil. It might even be a painting. Honestly, I don't know, but there was a specific artist who did this, and a lot of the earlier. I'm talking in the '60s and '70s. Oh, the Playboy started in the '50s, I think, but they had this artist. I'll look it up right now, actually, because it's actually really. I wonder if we're allowed to show that. Is that if you're allowed to show
Let's
art?
save that for Unzipped.
Yeah.
Let's save that for Unzipped.
I just want to find the guy's name though. Playboy artist, but they're really well done though. You know.
Well, I've never seen Playboy.
Oh, I think his name is Alberto Vargas. I think.
I know that name.
I think it's.
I know that name. Does he do
Yeah.
fantasy artwork too?
Well, let's see. He was a painter of pinup girls. He's often considered one of the most famous of the pinup artists. Yeah, but I guess he died in '82. But anyway, this guy's work it's cool. It's really cool. I mean, if you know, I mean, if you just whatever, we'll look at it. Look at it. Actually, there's a lot of his stuff is not. There's no nudity in a lot of his stuff, so we can look at that.
We'll save that for Unzipped.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't do pinup stuff. I have tape. I do tape up. I prefer tape up girls.
Yeah, that's funny. Tape up girls. Yeah, I
That's
do.
not
I do
funny.
glue up girls. Huh? I do
Glue
glue
up-
stick.
glue
I do
up
glue.
girls.
I do glue stick girls. You know.
Glue stick girls.
I get my girls. I use the glue stick to get them up there on the wall. You know, glue stick girls.
Well, we have Desiree wants to talk about bad roommates. Nick wants to talk about flatmates. I guess depends.
Flatmates.
Flatmates.
Now, do you have roommates or do you
Well,
or
let's
have you
talk
got
about
flat?
both. First of all, we got roommates that are wieners and always think they're the victim and never do their dishes or clean up after themselves, and they're therapists in training so they can learn to manipulate people. Well, what do you do when your roommate never do their dishes or clean after themselves?
Never do dishes.
Never do dishes. Well, you could make I mean, my solution for things like this are always make it be an inconvenience back to that person or something, or double down on it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but then
Or
you
how
just
about
end
this?
up.
They don't do their dishes, then you get some big crazy dog, and they're gonna eat up all the dishes and stuff, or something like that. Get some kind of like pet raccoon, and they'll be
Yeah.
like, "What the hell? You got a pet raccoon in here?" And you could say, "Well, yeah, I had to because there was all these dishes with food on it. And what was I supposed to do? I didn't know what to do. You left them out. I thought you wanted me to have a pet raccoon. I mean, a normal roommate would simply clean their dish, but since you left it out, I thought the message was loud and clear that you wanted me to get a family of raccoons in here to eat up all the leftovers. That's what I thought you wanted. I'm trying to help."
And then they get, your eyeballs get scraped out or something like that. That you get
By who?
attacked by the raccoon.
No, they're
raccoon.
you train them. They're your friends. You feed them the
Oh, okay.
leftovers of these roommates.
I thought you were over there with your eyes are scratched out.
Oh yeah, you get fake
going
scratched out eyes by a makeup artist, and
right, and you say,
well,
"Look what you made
they
me
scratched
do."
out my eyes, but I could still smell when you're here because I can smell the dishes that you leave
At least
around.
the dishes are clean. So,
I have no eyes. I got no eyesight, but the dishes are clean now. That's my solution right there.
well, what you could do is you can just turn 30 and then get your own place.
Dude, sometimes it doesn't have. Sometimes
No,
it doesn't matter how old you are. You still have a roommate.
That's right. No, but I kind of also have this thought that, yeah, when you're in your 30s, that's when you start living alone and stuff, But I know people have roommates always, but I'm
Oh wait, my dad called.
joking. Kind of just joking.
Do you want me to see if my dad wants to talk about that spit again? Probably calling up
sure.
my
I just
dad.
say that I had roommates all through my 20s and stuff. And
Well, yeah, so did I. It was until I didn't live alone until I was like 31.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hello.
Dad, did you call?
My mom called you.
Can I talk to her?
Hold on. All right, let me leave outside here, okay?
Where are you?
Are you there?
Yeah.
In Park Ridge.
Okay.
Yeah, it's real loud in there. So did you get all? I sent you a voice message on a dad's phone because I had a list of them on my phone.
Okay. Well, we'll listen to it on the podcast. Unless you want to should we just play that voicemail then?
You're talking to me?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, it'll take
Sure.
I should I just do that instead of talking to you? Because it'll take a minute to I gotta email it to myself and then I gotta play it and.
You're right. Okay. Should I hang on or hang up?
Well, if you left a voicemail, we'll just play the voicemail. You can hang up and I'll call you back at a.
Okay. Okay, good.
All right.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
I have a question. How often do you tell your mother you love her? Just out of curiosity.
Well, I say it pretty much every phone call, but maybe it's, this time it's this time
You didn't want to look.
It's a hectic, situation.
Well, also you just didn't want to look like some little mama's boy in front of me, I guess, right? Or something
No,
like that.
I would be happy to say it.
Oh, you happy to be a mama's boy? Okay.
I'd be happy to.
That reminds me, by the way. I know you're gonna probably play your message, but
Yeah.
that reminded me that we do have voicemails here on the Poundcast hotline.
All right, let's listen to this.
And a text message also.
And a text message.
And a text message, I meant. Text message.
There's a text message. Let's play this voicemail. I'm going to share my audio here. Share advanced. Computer audio. Okay, let's go. Let's see if this works. And it's a 2-minute voicemail. Yikes.
Okay, here's some other ideas for spit. Every sewer knows that you spit on your thread to make a knot. You can clean your contacts. You're out in the middle of the desert. Your eyes get dry. Your contacts are killing you. You take them out. You spit on them. You return them to your eyes. You can also use spit to clean your glasses, which could be dirty. You use your spit to be licking your envelope.
Okay, I'll just say I've done, I don't know, I forgot what the first one was, but I've definitely used it for my contact lenses. I've used it for my glasses, and I've licked an envelope before. So she's very observant.
Nobody does, but there's a bunch of old seniors out there that still have got the old envelopes that you have to lick. They've also got the stamps you have to lick.
I've licked a stamp before too. It's been a while. Now they're all adhesive.
You could be in your biology class doing experiments, testing enzymes with your spits. Your ring finger, you can't get your ring off. You spit on it, you twirl it around. It comes halfway off. You spit on it some more. And luckily for you, you get your ring off with your spit. I have many more at home, but I am out of my house. I'm in Park Ridge, Illinois, with my niece, Sarah. So, Doug, I hope this helps you with my spit. But the one thing that I always use is I'm having dinner for 6. I'm putting out the knives and the forks. The company's ringing the bell, and I noticed that one knife has got a crusty little piece of food left on it. Spit on my finger, and I'm able to clean it off, and nobody will know what I did. And if there's any water spots on your knife, you just spit on your finger, clean them off. It works great. Okay, this is Mom. I'm going. Goodbye. I hope you got them all. Actually, I'm talking into my phone. All right. Otherwise, I'm going to be eating lunch with Aunt Katie.
Well, she's in Park Ridge eating lunch with Aunt Katie right now. So
your mom's book should be called Spit Takes, because they're different takes on spit, kind of,
That's a great idea. I'll tell her that right now.
Spit Takes.
Great idea. What do you think about those last couple?
So to get your ring off your finger, and then also cleaning the utensils with spit. Yeah, well, it's certainly. I don't know. It's certainly.
It sounds like she's joking, but maybe,
of course
maybe she's done it. Maybe she has done it. Who knows? But let me ask you this, Brian. You know how you can go like this, and steamy hot breath comes out?
Yeah.
Now, is that gross? Like if I go like this to my glasses, I go, and look, they get fogged up.
Yeah, it's a little gross.
But that seems more sterile.
Yes.
You would rather have that.
Yes.
Right.
But
what if somebody goes like this to their finger, and then they flip the page,
or they do that to the book, or they do it to the page. They just go to the book, and then they just.
Because that's coming from the source. That's coming from deep in the lungs. So you got to imagine it's not filled with germs, right? And it's also the heat of it It seems hot. It seems that since it's aerated, since it's like a vapor, something about that seems a little more.
Yeah.
What do you think?
It's weird. Yeah, it's an interesting point, Doug. But I still think it's gross. I mean, if somebody does that to utensils, which you see that in movies and stuff, when they get the utensil, the knife, they go, and then they'll wipe it off. It's still kind of gross. They're just putting their germy breath on the thing. I mean, basically, it's just like evaporated spit. Basically, I mean, you know what that hot breath is? It's just evaporated spit or something. I think. Isn't it?
Yeah, that's what is that?
It's
what do
well,
you even call that? What do you call that? What do you call that? You know, it's not spit. Like
it's
if you go like this, what's the moisture called?
it's basically the same effect of how rain works, I think, and how it's humidity. I think it's humidity. And guess what? Germs survive in humidity pretty well, I think, right? Don't they?
I just Googled what's the moisture called that comes out of your mouth when you go, ah.
It's the same thing if you hold a spoon over boiling water, or whatever.
Well, it's called, okay, here we go. It's called condensation.
Condensation.
Well, like when you see it just comes out of your breath anyway.
You know what it is?
But like when it's cold out, you see your breath.
Yeah, what it
So
is
breath itself, by
spit.
your definition, if you're in a room and people are breathing, you should be grossed out that you're in a room with
Gaseous.
where other breath has been breathed.
It's basically spit gas.
Spit gas.
So that's true, I guess. That's true. But there's something. Yeah,
I want to know where it comes from.
Well, it's because
It comes from
the
your lungs.
particles. I think that when the particles, when something heats up, it becomes gas. When it cools down, it becomes a solid. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I think it's something like that, where if the temperature is colder outside of your whatever the breath, it's going to make it. I don't know. I mean, we learned about this, of course.
Well, look, here's
and
what
then
it
we
says.
forgot about it.
Yeah, when you exhale, your breath also contains moisture, which is obvious by what I just did with my glasses, because your mouth and lungs are moist. It's wet down there. So you can't breathe out without getting a little of that spit vapor.
So there is spit particles everywhere all the time that we are breathing in. They're on our things, and basically there's more spit. There's just, when you use your spit on something, you're just using more particles that are just more grouped together, and in a sense having a party, like you said.
Yeah.
This made me think of condensation, though, when something is cold and inside a bottle, and then the outside of the bottle becomes sweaty.
Yes, that's also that's condensation too, right?
Yeah, it's because the opposite is happening, I think. How does that work, actually? How does that work?
This now, or do you want to fix the other guy's problem first?
Well, we could learn. Maybe there's something to learn and laugh about, when it comes to cold bottles and why they sweat. And also toilets do that too. Can do that. Sweaty toilets.
Yeah.
You ever get a sweaty toilet?
I like them sweaty. Okay, why do cold bottles sweat? Air that's relatively warm can hold more water vapor than cooler air. When the cold water bottle is introduced, the warm air near the bottle cools, and some of the water vapor condenses into liquid water, which is then deposited. So it's the air from the outside it's not swimming out of the bottle.
No, I don't think that.
It's from the surrounding air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's always
it's
moisture.
Not sweating, because they call it the bottle is sweat.
Right. No,
it's not really sweat.
But so it's always. So you're saying that it's I mean, not you. I mean, I mean, us. The world says that it is. So there's basically moisture in the air all the time, everywhere.
Yeah.
Hey, next time you make a Too Wet Crew video, keep that in mind.
That's a great point.
That every video is a Too Wet Crew video in a sense.
Do you know what I've seen before is there's these new technologies where they can make water out of air. Because like we're talking about now, there's moisture in the air. And there's certain places where you know, impoverished areas can't get clean water.
Ah,
So they have these new technologies where they make water. I think it was like a billboard that like makes water out of the sky somehow.
yeah, raining. Rain. You just
No, with no air. No rain.
Oh, Rainmakers. It's called the
Yeah.
Rainmaker 2000.
It's pretty interesting.
You know what? I think this episode should be called Wetness Everywhere. Because that was also kind of what the coffee thing was about too, you know?
Yeah.
Wetness everywhere. Wetness everywhere all at once.
Well, why don't we try to solve Nick's problem too,
Which
which
is
is similar.
oh,
I mean,
flat
we went
make?
on a tangent back to the spit, but we're
Hey,
back.
I got an
back to the
idea.
rooming.
Wait, hold on. With the dishes, make it wet all the time in the air that it cleans the dishes off automatic. You know what I mean? The dishes are always being cleaned because it's raining in your apartment or whatever. You know?
Or you can do stuff to get rid of those lazy roommates. You know, that's what I'm thinking.
Okay, diarrhea, hardcore diarrhea all the time.
Yeah.
Just get diarrhea everywhere all at once.
Or what you could do, how about this? Like make art out of those dirty dishes somehow. Maybe take photos of them and post them all over your social media and be like, this is my art, you know? I
I
mean,
mean,
what I try to do is just set an example, you know, just set a positive example. But sometimes I get it. People don't get the hint.
well, you know what you could do? Honestly, this is a real thing. And I've seen this. People do this. They keep their own set of dishes in their room or something like that, where that's their dishes and they can't use it. And so then eventually they're going to be out of dishes, the other people,
Yeah.
and they're going to have to do the dishes.
Do you find it gross to use other utensils that have been in other people's mouths, even though they've been cleaned? Something about it. You ever think about like, man, this has been in, like you're at a restaurant, you're like using the fork, you're like, damn, this has been in so many mouths.
That is
Thousands of
interesting.
mouths.
It's interesting to think about it. Also to think that, you know, how well are these things being cleaned in the cracks? You know, the forks in between the whatever they are. The
Right, the little fingers of the fork.
Yeah, how well are those being cleaned?
Well, if my mom is there, she's cleaning them just right, just before you show up.
She's getting
little
in the
elbow
cracks.
grease and a little spit.
Yeah. It is kind of interesting. And also to think too, by the way, when you sleep in hotels, you know, you're sleeping on these pillows and sure, there's maybe clean pillowcases on them, but there's so many people that have put their heads down on that pillow and you're putting your head in there and sleeping in these beds that so many people have slept in. Done all kinds of nasty things in there. They probably had diarrhea too. Yeah, it is interesting to think about how many. Hey, you know why? That's why. You know, plastic utensils or whatever. You know, it's kind of good. You know? Never used.
Well, maybe you're gonna start have to bring in your own silverware and plates to restaurants. You know?
Yeah. Oh, I brought my own. You know how you bring your own wine? Sometimes we bring their own wine to restaurants.
Well, yeah. Then they charge you a corking fee. So if you bring your own silverware, they'll charge you a forking fee.
A forking fee, sure.
Yeah.
By the way, biodegradable plastic forks, of course. You know.
Yeah. Why can't all plastic stuff be made out of corn now or whatever? You know, that new stuff that's like
the compostable stuff.
Yeah, we went to that place yesterday, which was a good kind of junk food, like vegan place. It was really good, but they give you all those styrofoam like containers. It's like,
Right.
come on, folks, let's get to the 20th century here. Put it in those little cardboard ones at this point.
We won't name the place, but there was a big, thick hair in my thing.
Really?
Kind of gross. I still ate it, but I just ate around it. But yeah, it was this thick kind of hair. Ugh.
Well, look, hairs and spit is everywhere, so you're just gonna have to
Hair everywhere.
learn to love it.
Hair
learn to love it.
everywhere. Hair everywhere.
Hair everywhere.
Everywhere. Should we just? Oh, I guess we could wrap it up. But I mean, I have all these voice messages here.
Well, let's just do one more. I mean,
One voice message.
no, we'll fix Nick's problem, which is a similar roommate thing.
Oh, okay.
He's got the flatmates.
Mm.
Flatmates who slam doors. I got to get my accent right. Flatmates who slam doors and take showers.
We did this one.
It was at 1 a.m., 2 a.m. Did we already
We
do
did.
that?
We did this one already. Yeah.
Maybe I forgot to delete that one.
We
Huh.
did that one for sure. Remember sounds of you sleep to sounds of slamming, and then you sleep to shower sounds, and then
That's
it
right.
just
We solved it.
it actually helps you sleep when they do it, So we did that one.
Okay, we already solved it. And you know what? Yeah, we're gonna keep this episode kind of tight.
Yeah, we have work to. I mean,
We
we
got
know
work to do.
we have work to do. This Pound House thing ain't over yet,
It ain't over. And you know what? A lot of podcasts, they take a week off and they play like an old episode. We don't even
Right.
we should start doing that. We should start doing something. Have a guest host once in a while, because personally, I wouldn't mind taking a break. Because then when I come back to it, I'm real fresh and I can't wait to get pounding again.
You did take a week off one time when I did it with my sister. Remember?
I did. That happened once. Yeah, that happened once.
But yeah, I mean, we've been doing this Pound House thing.
It could happen more. That's all I'm saying.
Sure. Well, we've been doing this Pound House thing, and it's been really a lot of work. Like I said, full-time job, but we're still, hey, but this is a job too, by the way. And it's a job I want to have, by the way. And the Pound House thing is a job I want to have also. These are jobs I'm glad
I
to
have thoughts about this, and I'll talk about them in Unzipped. Should we go Unzipped?
Yeah, okay, let's do that. Yeah.
Okay, so look, if you want to keep listening to our show here and support us, simply go to patreon.com/poundcast and be a Patreon subscriber. You'll feel great that you're supporting this mom and pop show, and it helps us it inspires us to keep solving problems.
And we're doing it. We're doing it regardless.
And we're going to do it irregardless.
And you said it already, right? So, yeah, well, it doesn't matter. I said it in the beginning anyway.
Patreon.com/poundcast.
Thank you to Jack Birch. It's been nice having Jack. Jack Birch has been at all the shoots, shooting behind the scenes footage. And
yeah, he's going to cut together a big behind the scenes video, but that's only available for certain people that donated to the Kickstarter, which is actually an Indiegogo starter.
Yeah, starter.
Which is still up. If people want to still donate, you can still donate. Because I will say this, even though we got like $20,000 between 6 episodes and all these locations and all these people, the money kind of disappeared. Brent and I are kind of getting like minimum wage basically from all the hours we put into it. We're kind of like, it's a labor of love, put it that way. So if you want to help out with that, just search Pound House Indiegogo, and you can still chip in. If you want.
It's crazy how this stuff just goes. The money goes.
It's gone.
It's just, But we've been trying to make it work. We've been trying to make it work and stuff. And we're making it work.
We are making it work for sure.
And but it's been nice having Jack Birch around. I found it to be nice to have him around.
It's an absolute pleasure.
Yeah.
I drove him home yesterday, and then some fool rear-ended me on the way home.
Oh, bloody.
But like, you look at my bumper, you can't. There's like nothing. I mean, I was at a stop, and we were both at a stop. But then I went. It was kind of like this weird on-ramp onto a boulevard, and I went I lurched forward like I was going to go. And I was like, oh no, I better stop because this car is coming too fast. And then this fool with like a Mustang. I feel this, I'm like, oh great, I got hit. We're looking at our cars. It's like, it looks like nothing. There's absolutely no visible damage. So that was annoying.
You guys didn't exchange information then?
Well, I took his number and I got his license plate, but I didn't like make a big deal out of it.
So you guys did he pulled over.
He pulled over, yeah.
Hey, at least he did that,
He was like actually kind of nice. He was like, so do you want to do this through insurance or what? He's like, there's no damage. And I'm like, just let me get your number. I don't, whatever. What are you going to do? It's annoying. Sorry to end the show on an annoying story. Let's fix it
Well, let me just say that, hey, at least you were with Jack Birch when that happened. And
that's after I dropped him off.
And oh, okay. Well, at least you were still thinking about. You were still high off of the Jack Birch energy.
Well, the whole ride home, I was thinking, you know what? I was trying to think of the positive. I'm like, I could have been in an accident where I got T-boned and I'm in the hospital, like totally fine. But you know what? My neck kind of hurts, and I might have to call my insurance. I might have to get the lawyers involved in this. I might have to make some money off of this deal.
That'd be funny if the next Poundcast we saw you wearing those neck
fully
thing,
I'm like, actually, I am really hurt.
Well, do you remember how I don't know, I just feel like on all these sitcoms in the 80s, there was always something where people are wearing this, but they're faking it though, or something like that.
That's in the Brady Bunch. That was a big episode.
It wasn't just the Brady Bunch. I saw that in a lot of stuff. They got the fake neck thing, and then you see them privately, and they're taking it off and swinging it around or something like that. Those neck things. But Jack Birch is sweetjack.com on Instagram, and so thank you to him. Thank you to Daniel Avila, who is helps us out with the TikTok videos, and that's it. Yeah, thank you to Univore. And check out their new album, Turquoise Hands, and
also thanks to our longtime sponsor, LVJco.com.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, let's go unzipped.
Okay.
And if you're not going to get unzipped with us, we'll see you next week.
Okay, sounds good.
Peace.
Bye.